In a recent episode, we've talked about Ray and his ability to slay as far as making an awesome lasagna whenever we're hosting another family or a holiday gathering. But I think I might have found an even better solution than even the lasagna. Tune into this episode to find out what it is. You're listening to Upcycling with Deb. I'm your host, Deb Colameta. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Deb Colameta, or you can go to my website, thedebsite.com. I hope you'll go there and download your free downloadable guide on how to responsibly get rid of your things, your extra things. Recently, on one of our episodes, I talked about holiday entertaining. My husband makes a wonderful lasagna. His job when we have company coming over is to make his lasagna. I step out of the way and let him do his thing. But sometimes, if you're still feeling a little bit overwhelmed by the idea of entertaining a large crowd or even another family, one thing that I've been finding is that we are able to host people really easily by inviting them over for coffee or tea. So that's a great way to stay connected with people without that overwhelming feeling of, oh, I got to clean up my whole house. I've got to block out 3 or 4 hours. All those things that introverts like me think of and worry about. By giving someone an informal invitation to have coffee or tea or soda or whatever, you can invite them into your space, have a meaningful conversation, and focus more on spending time with the person than the preparation. We all have coffee mugs. Most of us have china that we've been saving for a special occasion. Why? We don't know. But we have the china, we have the place settings, maybe even bust out a tablecloth if you want to be all fancy. And what does it take to go to the bakery or when you're at the grocery store, pick up a little coffee cake or some cookies that can be repurposed into the school snacks, so you don't even have to think about having a dessert for the kids. If people don't eat the cookies at the coffee, you just turn it into material and you turn it into something that you can use in the school lunches. So there's really no waste in this type of entertaining setting. And it's a little less time involved as well, the preparation and also the visit itself. Maybe it's an hour, maybe it's 2 hours. That makes it easier to schedule in between events as well. You can do something after school, you can do something first thing in the morning, after lunch, on a Sunday morning, and not feel stressed about the time that's involved. Also, Ray and I have been trying our best to be careful about what we eat, and we're really trying hard to limit how much sugar that we're taking in. And so sometimes creating a big meal with appetizers or ordering food or making that lasagna can be intimidating because we're trying to be so good about the calories we consume, the amount of sugar we're taking in. And we don't want to stop entertaining in the meantime. So the coffee allows us to have coffee and maybe skip the cookies that we serve for our guests without like saying, well, here's a piece of lasagna for dinner, but I'm not going to eat this lasagna. That would be weird. But it's not as weird with the cookies because half the time the guest doesn't even take the cookies anyway. So not only is it time effective, you're using things you already have, you're saving calories, and you are socializing and spending time with your friends. And that's what life is all about. You shouldn't be letting your things, your stuff, your hang-ups get in the way of developing those friendships, those relationships, and those contacts that we were craving throughout the pandemic. Bring it back. Bring it back and connect with your loved ones. Thank you for listening to this episode. I hope you'll go to my website, thedebsite.com, and get your free downloadable guide.